In this podcast for executive leadership, we're going to take a look at Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power, more specifically Law Number 1. Now, these are all laws that are required for your reading, so we're going to cover this law in depth here. This law is never outshine the master. And what Greene is talking about here for the word master, he's talking about a boss or a leader that you have to deal with here. And when he's talking about never outshining the master, you can figure out that it is talking about overdoing it. So let's take a look at this in depth. So all masters want to appear more brilliant than other people. Most bosses, most leaders have some type of ego, different levels of ego for different bosses. So what Greene is talking about here is if they want to appear brilliant, they want to feel secure in their positions and superior to those around them in intelligence, wit, and charm. So they want to appear better than anyone in these areas of intelligence, wit, and charm. If you out-charm or you outwit or you have more intelligence, you're going to have a problem with your boss or your leader when it comes to that. The example that Greene uses within this law is the example of Galileo. Galileo, back in the 1600s, when he made a discovery, he would take parts of his discovery, like the telescope or the paper, and give it out to different people, all right, different leaders, and he would hope to get paid from that. Well, he never really got paid enough to do what he really wanted to do, which was teach. So then he came upon a strategy, and this is where Greene takes this from. He discovered the 3 moons of Jupiter. Now, there was a Medici dynasty at that time that worshipped Jupiter, and it just happened to be that this dynasty's founder had 3 sons. So what Galileo did is he took all of his discovery elements, like I said before, the telescope and other things, and made it as a shrine to this Medici dynasty. And the Medici dynasty, the founder of the leader of it at that point, made him a philosopher within his court, and he was paid a lot of riches back then. And so then Galileo could be able to do what he wanted to do, which was teach and do more research. So it was a brilliant strategy on his part, but he never made it sound like within the strategy that he was better than the Medici leader. He made it look like that the Medici leader had done all of the discovery and had come up with this brilliant idea, since they had worshipped Jupiter and these 3 moons, which represented his 3 sons. So this was a brilliant strategy, and it goes right along with this law. Now, continuing this law, there are 2 rules. Number 1, you can inadvertently outshine a master simply by being yourself. So if you are indeed more intelligent or you do have more charm than the leader, this is something that you want to pare down. As an example, you don't want to walk into a dinner party and say your boss is telling jokes, and then you tell a joke that just blows him or her away within the front of everybody. What you're going to do then is you're going to step on these leaders' egos, and that could cause you some serious problems. Also, never imagine that because the master loves you, you can do anything that you want. All right? Here's the danger to this. If you get too caught up in the aspect that you feel too comfortable working around the boss, you just cannot just take this power that you appear that you have and just do anything that you want within the business, within overstepping your bounds. Because remember, this law is all about being ego. The bosses or the leaders being ego driven. So you cannot come across that way. You just cannot do whatever you think that you want to do because you have this type of power. All right, now with all laws within the Green Book, there's always a reversal. And the reversal to this law is, if your master is a falling star, there is nothing to fear by outshining him. Okay? So what you want to do then, if he or she is weak, you want to outdo, outcharm, and outsmart him or her at key moments. So what we are talking about here is, if your boss appears to be having problems with the power, or they're simply not doing the job for whatever reason that they're paid to do, there's no, what you can do is go ahead and do outsmart. You can outdo them in key moments. Okay, this might be in the middle of a meeting as an example. So you know your boss is not getting along with their bosses. And what you can do then is you can make a strategic decision to come up with a brilliant idea right in front of other people. This is just a suggestion at a key moment. And therefore, the higher boss above yours sees this and it starts to put a seed in their mind that maybe you might be the one to take over for them if indeed they are a falling star. Okay? If your boss, on the other hand, is not a falling star and is firmly established in the power, Greene recommends that you want to bide your time and be patient, because if they are not a brilliant boss, sooner or later they will probably trip themselves up, and that might be a moment for you to come in and then outshine them. Okay, so this is law number 1 from the Greene book, and you want to definitely take this to heart and be very careful with this. This is a great law, but you want to be very, very careful with this, and it takes patience and it takes time, and you need to make your strategy known and be able to jump upon it, and we'll talk about that in other laws later.